Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Pave the Way, Chris, and today I have a YouTube video. It's my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be talking about sports, and today we gonna be talking about the NFL playoff pictures. I gotta put up on my computer right here so I could see the schedules and stuff for the games. I already know all the schedules. I already know all of them. I just gotta keep them up so I can remember each game. But yeah. Anyway, we gonna start off with the AFC, then we gonna go to the NFC, and then I'm gonna predict my Super Bowl winner. By the way, these are just predictions. Please don't take them seriously. It's just my opinion on who I think is gonna either win the Super Bowl or etc. So in the AFC, we got the first. Well, I'm not gonna go. I'm literally just gonna go by seeding in the matchup like that instead of who plays first, because the Ravens are the first game. I'm pretty sure. Or I think it's the Chargers and Texans. I just know they play on Saturday, so we're just gonna start off with the first game I see. All right, we got the Bills and Broncos. The Bills and Broncos is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think the Broncos are a good team at all, honestly. They beat the shit out the Chiefs the last week of the season, but I'm not taking that seriously because it was Carson Wentz playing. They got a good defense offensively. I don't think Bo Nix is good enough to lead a team. Just honestly too inconsistent throughout the season in terms of having good games, passing yards. Some games he will be outstanding with 300-yard passing games, and then other games he would just lack very bad and throw 150 yards. I wish I would actually. I'm not going to pull up the Pacific games. I just don't think they're beating the Bills. The Bills have proven to be a good team this season. One of the only teams to beat the Lions this year, too. Even though the Bills had their ups and downs, the Bills are the 2 seed for a reason. They're going to get at home against the Broncos. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think the Bills win by at least 10 or more points in this game. The Bills move on. Next game, we got the Ravens versus Steelers. I got the Ravens jersey on. This game, see, I've been talking to my mans about this game, bruh, and people just think the Ravens are going to come in at home and beat Pittsburgh. Not a believer. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I would just want to think the Ravens. I'm a Ravens fan. I'm literally a Ravens fan. I have pictures from when I live in Maryland. I want to believe. I want to believe in the Ravens. I do. It's just very unfortunate with this team because I've been getting let down this last half a decade. I mean, this Lamar era. It's been 6 years now since 2018. This whole Lamar era, it's just been coming up short in the playoffs. And the thing with the Steelers is people don't understand. The Ravens are 2-4 versus the Steelers. Lamar against the Steelers is 2-4 within the last, that's the last, however many years or whatever. I'm not counting the week 18 games. We're counting the games that actually matter that he played in. He's 2-4 versus them. He plays terrible versus them. Even in the last game, I mean, he played good because the run game was established and stuff. But this guy struggles versus the Steelers. But despite me saying all that, this is going to be a way closer game than people intended to be. The Steelers' offense is horrible. It is horrible. It's actually bad. The only reason why the Steelers stay in games this year is because their defense is so elite. The thing with Mike Tomlin, I don't understand why he has a job as a head coach still. His teams are above 500, and that's a great thing. But it's always this peak. It's the peak at 500. It's never anything over that. That's the thing that I don't like about head coaches in the league. It's just they see teams can make the playoffs consistently like the Steelers, and they don't get held accountable and give new jobs to new people with better opportunities. Instead, Mike Tomlin's still going to be the head coach. And guess what? They're 10-7. They make the playoffs again. I guess they got what they asked for, but it's a peak. But anyways, great defensive guy, great defensive team, great everything. But their offense is just horrible. And with that being said, and Zay Flowers is ruled out for this game. That's another reason why it's going to be close. But despite me going on that whole rant with the Ravens, the Steelers' offense is just so bad. It's actually terrible. And with their offense being that bad and their defense being good, all the Ravens have to do is just play a little bit good on offense. And it's Lamar Jackson. He's been having a great season this year. I can't knock that away from him. With that being said, the Ravens should come out with this win, but it should be a closer game than a lot of people expect, in my opinion. If not, it will probably be a blowout. But, yeah, Ravens. So we got the Bills and Ravens winning. The Chargers, I'm not getting to Jim Harbaugh, great head coach. He's going to win this game. A lot of people want to review back to when the Chargers lost to the Jaguars in 2022 when they blew the lead. CJ Stroud's not our fault. The Texans aren't a good team. I am not concerned with the Texans. The Ravens blew The Texans are just inconsistent. CJ Stroud doesn't know when he wants to have a great week or a bad week. He just goes out there and plays. What I'm pretty sure, was it Nico or was it Tank Dell? One of their star receivers got injured. Is Stephon Diggs even playing? Like, you see all these question marks. The Chargers been playing straight all season despite the loss of Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen. Justin Herbert's having a better season. And that, in my opinion, that's really due to coaching. I feel like coaching has changed this team a lot. They have a lot of young guys, so let them develop more. Chargers are a real threat. So I got the Chargers winning this game. We go on to the next round. That means it will be the Chargers versus Chiefs. We never seen, I mean, do the Chiefs beat them 3 times in a row? 3? I mean, we haven't, 3 times in a row is crazy. But the Chiefs are on a mission this year. Let's just be honest. Even though, despite all their games being close, the Chiefs are on a mission this year. The Chargers, do they have good games with them? Yeah, it's going to be a good game. We should expect it to be a close game. A divisional game will always be a close, good game if these two teams make it to this part. Or my fault, if the Chargers win their game and the other games happen and stuff. But if they play, definitely going to be a good game. But I think Patrick Mahomes just sweeps these guys. 3-0, goes to the conference championship again for another year. Definitely going to be a close game. They're going to keep it close. But the Chiefs are just trying to, Mahomes is trying to go for this 3-peat. Despite all the injuries at receivers, he has Kelsey, he has a chance. Let's be real. They have Kelsey, they have a chance. I got the Chiefs going right back to the conference championship. We got the Bills versus Ravens, a rematch from the 2021 season, if y'all don't remember that. This time they have no Stephon Diggs. If the Ravens and Bills do reach at this point and do play each other, I think the Ravens just give them a repeat from what happened in week 3 this season. I think it's just another. I think Lamar's gonna want it more. I think he's gonna be more calm. Even though it is on the road, the run game is gonna be established. The only thing that's a big factor with that game, if it does get to that point, will be the weather. Weather's a huge factor. Zay Flowers should be coming back at that point healthy. The Ravens should be good enough to win that game. But it's the weather because the Bills have a good run game and Josh Allen be running and stuff in the pocket. It just depends. But honestly, like not even being biased from as a Ravens fan, it's just like I just feel like we run it back versus these guys. We give them what we did earlier this season. And Josh Allen shows why he's not the MVP this season. That's for another video, by the way. Lamar deserves the MVP this year. Anyway, we get to the conference championship in the AFC side. It should be a rematch from last year, Ravens versus Chiefs. This time the Chiefs are at home. And as my honest opinion as a Ravens fan, the truth is, I think we just lose this game. I think we lose again to the Chiefs. Lamar gets too amped up in playoff games. If you watch Ravens games or you watch Lamar himself, an antsy guy. I don't understand it. If you watch Deshaun Watson play back then, you'd see how he jumped, gets overexcited in the pocket as a quarterback. I feel like Lamar in these big time games, he overwhelms himself. The team would be calm. He would be throwing picks. He's the one getting mad. He's getting amped up and fired. I remember watching a video with someone else that was talking about the Ravens and stuff, but saying, Lamar gets into his own head. He makes a mistake and he just thinks the game is over. He starts getting mad. He's throwing his helmets. He's making bad reads. I know you've seen the Chiefs game last year when it was 17-7, and he's throwing it in double coverage to Isaiah Likely. Come on, he's just getting into his own head. And I feel like this is going to be one of those games again. It's just once again, the Chiefs are on a mission to 3-peat this year. Lamar's just on a mission to get his first ring. We got to think about it. The Ravens defense is significantly worse last time we played. We played them earlier this season, and it was a closer game, and the Chiefs were fully healthy. But I feel like the Chiefs just know how to match up versus us. Some teams just know how to match up versus teams well. I feel like the Chiefs are just one of those teams that know how to match up versus the Ravens every time they see them. And I feel like this is going to be one of the matchups. The Chiefs are going to be at home. Lamar's going to get amped up. I don't feel like he says he's going to calm down his nerves. I know Lamar, he's been on my team for 6 years. He hasn't changed. He's made less mistakes. Yes. He has thrown 4 interceptions this year, and 3 of them were drops. So, drop picks. So, really, he threw 1 interception this year. Yes, he has limited the mistakes. But that does not change the fact that the Chiefs just know how to scheme versus this guy, And once again, they are on a mission. The Chiefs are on a mission. I got the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl, going for the 3-peat. That was 10 minutes talking about the AFC. As we go on to the NFC, we got the Eagles versus Packers. Jalen Hurts finally got off concussion protocol. I feel like I don't know why they did that with Jalen Hurts, holding him out for so many weeks with the concussion protocol thing. The injury didn't even look that bad. He looked like he was ready to go back into that Commanders game, but they held him out anyways, and they held him up another week. And like I don't get how bad the concussion was. It didn't even look that bad of an injury. But anyways, Packers been inconsistent all season. I mean, Jordan Love. I mean, they have a great run game with Josh Jacobs, but the Eagles' run game. I mean, the Eagles' offense is just like overall just good this year. The Eagles did not melt down the end of the season this year. They finished out strong, good. Saquon, I feel like that's the missing piece for them. You know what I'm saying? Got a good run game established, and they got great receivers. So when they need the pass, I don't understand why people made it seem like Jalen Hurts can't be a good passer, like he wasn't just in the MVP conversation 2 years ago. And like it doesn't, like, I just feel like the media just likes talking about things. Like, it doesn't make, like, why does he have to prove it against the Steelers that he could pass the ball? Like, Saquon's having a career year. If the run game works, why wouldn't you keep running the ball? When you need to pass, y'all could clearly see they could pass the ball when needed. Like, that doesn't make sense. The Eagles get by. It's gonna be a blowout in my opinion. The Eagles get by the Packers. I don't think it's gonna be a close game at all, in my opinion. The Packers are just too inconsistent. The receiving core is horrible. I mean, it's a pretty bad receiving core. We seen what Jordan Love did last year in the playoffs, throwing away games. I mean, it's just like, you just got to be realistic. Josh Jacobs will be a big factor in their offense, but the Eagles could shut him down, bro. So it's not crazy. He'll probably be good in the goal line, but it's not going to be enough to beat the Eagles. The Eagles defense could like clamp up when needed to. So yeah, the Packers lose, Eagles win. On to the next game, we got the Commanders versus Bucks. We seen this matchup earlier in the season. It was a week 1 matchup. I mean, week 1. I'm pretty sure it was a week 1 matchup. The Bucks are significantly hurt since that matchup. Like I said, the team is hurt. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. The team, it's not the same. The Commanders will not be playing the same Bucks team they played week 1. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield had a great game that game. I think he threw 4 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure Chris Godwin was healthy. This is just not the same team. It's not the same team. I mean, it's good to have home field advantage, but it's not the same. Not the same team. Jaden Daniels has been playing better as time went. I mean, he is just a rookie quarterback, though. I don't expect really too much from him, but he probably will win Rookie of the Year. This will be a close game. People are saying the Bucks will win. People are saying the Commanders will win. I got the Commanders winning. I think Jaden Daniels, kind of looks back on his mistakes week 1, fixes them up, fixes up the errors. The Bucks are just not where they need to be to compete for a championship this season. I mean, Chris Godwin got injured. Maybe if Godwin was healthy, because they did beat the Lions this season, maybe if Godwin was healthy, we could really talk about that championship discussion, because Bucky Irving, the run game's kind of been established with him recently, and they found their other receiver paired up with Mike. I forgot what his name was, but he also had a good game too. So it could have been the 3 of them, and Baker has all 3 receivers, and he has a good run game. So the Bucks could have realistically made a run. But another thing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their defense is very bad, and also terrible coaching. But that being said, the Commanders win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it will be a close game. If the Commanders win by anything, it'll probably be, in my opinion, by 10 max, maybe 14 max. I don't expect this being a blowout. Definitely a close, good game. Another good game coming up, Minnesota versus the Rams. I feel like this is a coin flip game. It's so sad that this has to be a coin flip game, but it'll probably be a coin flip game with a 10-7 team versus a 14-3 team. And it's sad too, because the 14-3 team, I mean, it's a neutral game, which sucks. I get like the fire and stuff happen, praying for LA, but it's really, it kind of makes it unfortunate for LA. It's going to be a neutral game in Arizona, because people from LA are just not coming all the way down to Arizona to watch a game. I don't think it will work like that. I know people from Minnesota aren't. It's just going to be like, it's just in Arizona. It's not like a home field game at all. It's just neutral. And they played earlier this season, Thursday Night Football. There's nothing with the Rams that, I mean, their offense at times could really impress me, but like, it's just, it's just too many downs. I don't think like Sean McVay just like really turns it up in the playoffs and just has me something exciting. Matthew Stafford's getting old. I mean, Puka and Cooper Kupp are like could be good at times. Like Puka's really the number one on the team. I feel like the Vikings just need to win more. I feel like they're gonna want to come in and get the win more than anything. They just lost week 17 to lose or week 18 to lose the 1 seed. I just gonna think they're gonna want it more. You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold did have a bad game at the end of the season, but he's been playing great all season. I feel like he's gonna correct his wrongs with this game coming up, and yeah, just come in and win. Once again, another close game. If anything, the Vikings will win by maybe 10 points max. Very close game, in my opinion. But let's go on to the next round. That will make it to where, yeah, we'll have the Commanders versus Lions, and then Eagles versus Vikings. The Commanders versus Lions. This is where Jaden Daniels' road ends, unfortunately. Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback. Just not ready for the Lions yet. That Commanders defense too. Terrible. Yeah, very, very, very bad. That Lions team will put up some numbers on them. They will make it to the divisional round, but that's where their story ends. I see a Lions blowout, honestly. Yeah, Lions blowout. Dan Campbell, he just plays too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's just, Jaden Daniels' road ends right there. Kind of like a CJ Stroud type of season. Goes to the divisional round, plays the best team, ends up coming up, I'm not going to say a little short. It's probably going to be a blowout. That defense is not going to compete with the Lions offense. And then, the Commanders sometimes are inconsistent on offense. So, I see a blowout. The Lions blow out the Commanders. They go back to the conference championship. All right. As we focus on to the Eagles versus Vikings matchup, this is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a very good game. Upset can't happen here. Am I saying an upset's gonna happen? No. The Eagles win this game. Offense is too high powered. I feel like the defense is gonna step up where it matters the most, and Sam Darnold comes back to reality. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Eagles won a championship run this year. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get more simpler than that. And the Vikings are a very pass heavy team too. That's where I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings win this game, but I really do feel like Philly should just come in at home, handle business. Great run game, just establish the run game. The Vikings defense has been playing good. It will be a good game. Like, I'm not going to sit there and lie. That's why I'm saying it could be either or. But if I just had to pick, I'm going with Philly because I just feel like the Philly team, it's just a better offense. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the offense is always going to prevail. Like, the Vikings defense is not that elite. Especially what we seen 18 versus the line. It is not that elite. Jahmyr Gibbs went fucking crazy for the last week of the season. So I think Saquon will be doing the same thing. I know they're going to probably get their stops here and there, but the Eagles win that game. Eagles versus Lions. This is where the Lions road ends. I know it's crazy. I love the Lions. I love Dan the Man Campbell. I love it. But it just depends. It really depends how the Eagles play. If the Eagles come into this game focused, locked in, playing well football, the Eagles could very easily win this game. The Eagles could very easily, they should, my fault, they very should win this game. The Lions defense is not all that for that offense. Like, when we really look at Philly's offense, it's a dual threat. You have the best running back in the league on your team right now with Jalen Hurts. So, Jalen Hurts could, it's just either or. Jalen Hurts hasn't even been running like crazy like that this season too, but you got to mix with Jalen Hurts. And when needed to, Jalen Hurts is a good passer when needed to, and they don't have Aiden Hutchinson. I feel like that's going to be a big factor on why the Lions could probably lose that game. But I'm not even going to say probably. I'm going to just have the Eagles versus Chiefs rematch. In my opinion, yeah. I feel like the Eagles are going to be mad they couldn't get the 1 seed. They're going to Detroit. It's just going to be an upset in Detroit, unfortunately. And now we have the rematch between the Chiefs versus Eagles. Chiefs versus Eagles, Saquon's first Super Bowl. Chiefs are back trying to three-peat. And on paper, looking at this matchup, if we look at it, the Eagles should win the Super Bowl this year. The Eagles should win the Super Bowl this year. They should beat the Chiefs and win the Super Bowl. But like I told my I told my people this last year. I told my people this last year after the Ravens lost. And then on top of that, after the Niners lost, Mahomes is getting that three-peat. We're just witnessing history this year. I think this year we're gonna witness the first three-peat. I think Mahomes wins the championship this year. I think he gets it done. People could talk about logic. People could talk about X, Y, and Z. Like, oh yeah, the Eagles only lost last time because of the James Bradbury holding. I just feel like when it matters most, the Chiefs just match up well versus any team they play. They play to their opponent's level. If you haven't realized that all season, why their games are always so close, I just feel like no matter who they match up with, they want to just like stay on the same level as them. Like they want to stay on the same level as them. Like no matter how good or bad the team is, they just want to be able to compete with every team at the same level. If the team they're playing sucks, guess what? They snoop down to their level. If the team that they're playing with is good, they're gonna snoop up to their level. They're just gonna try to find a way to get it done where it matters the most, like they always done this season. And I just feel like that's how the Chiefs story is gonna ride off this year. I feel like they're gonna see the Eagles again. Jalen Hurts gets a second chance, with a better offense and a run game, and it should look promising, but I just feel like Mahomes prevails, prevails through the odds. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're going to have the Eagles as a favorite in that Super Bowl game because how dominant they're going to look through the playoffs. Throughout the playoffs up into the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Chiefs are just going to be, they're just going to come in. Mahomes is going to have to do what he has to do. Go for that three-peat. And, prove why, once again, he did not need Tyreek Hill. This just solidified him being the greatest quarterback of all time. But that's for another video. But this is just my playoff predictions. All to say this, I think the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. I think Mahomes really gets his three-peat. I do love Lamar, but the Ravens defensively, first-year defensive head coach, it's not going to be enough to get the job done. Zay Flowers as your best receiver, not going to be enough to get the job done. And our defense has decreased. I mean, it's just not the same defense. Last year was our best chance to win a Super Bowl. In my opinion, we had the better receivers. We did not have Derrick Henry, but we had the better defensive head coach with Mike McDaniel. And we shut the Chiefs down to 17 points. That will not be happening this year. That's my playoff prediction videos. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed. We're going to try to keep uploading on this channel as much as possible with opinions, sports takes, and predictions. Anything sports related, anything sports related. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.